What's up, sluts? You may have been wondering why I've stopped uploading for about half a year and all of a sudden made this video. Well, I think you can tell by the title the answer to that is pretty self-explanatory. One day I was vibing, losing some Bed Wars games as usual, and checked my Discord only to stumble upon an everyone ping from none other than ShadowWizard. As per his request, I started watching the video, and I quickly realized I actually have quite a few grievances with this video. Grievances I want to be known. Let's see what those grievances are, shall we? He first starts off the video with a plug for his Discord server, very subtle by the way, you might not notice. "15 seconds in and he's already pestering us with this shit. Wouldn't it just be easier to leave it in the description? Most viewers don't want to join your Discord server and the majority is less likely to do it once you've told them to. It's just a basic human trait. People don't like being told aggressively to do something they don't want to do. The only people that this trick works on are stupid kids that you don't even want watching your channel anyway. The viewer base you're going to attract with this method evidently are not loyal nor interested in hearing you out in anything you say. You can tell this has already happened considering that he has at least 8,000 subscribers and averages about 400 views per video. That's at least 95% of your audience that are currently inflating your sub counts to look bigger than it is. This is one of the many reasons YouTubers should not go around doing this. Not a single person on the history of the planet is dumb enough for them to need to be reminded that the subscribe button exists, except for of course those aforementioned stupid kids. Anyways, let's go to the first section of his video to find, for a lack of a better word, his first point. They're not really points, are they? It's just a list. It's only 3 minutes long, so you clearly aren't planning on saying much here anyway. The server owner? That is a bit strange to mention because a lot of mods own Discord level request servers because it makes both theirs and the creator's job easier. It's pretty much a part of the job at this point. Out of the 6 features I've earned during my time as a creator, I can attribute 4 of them to level requests and 2 of them to Rolltop himself. When you're a small creator, mod level request servers are pretty much vital to get rates. Most notable mods have a platform especially made for receiving requests. Let's see what he has to say, and it's the annoying cunt who just spams everyone with everyone tags. This one looks like it's about yourself considering how I found this video. And that's all there is for this point, he just cuts to the next clip. Really? That's the best you can do? I've been in quite a few modern level request servers and a decent portion of those mod servers have a vocal minority of players that are just a bunch of dumb children thinking that their 1000 object Sonic Rave remake is gonna get them all the rates. There's tons of material that can be made with that premise alone. You've genuinely wasted a great concept all for a 2-second clip. At the same time, it's disappointing and impressive how little detail you went into there. The Hustler? The same makes even less sense than the last one. Like, I know what it means, I guess, but I have no clue how it could even fit within the context of being a mod. Before I play the clip, by the way, I'm going to place this definition here and see if it matches up. Why are you playing this clip and treating it like it's some exceptional thing to play a level that's 1.5 minutes long and accurately judge if it's rate worthy? We should be definitely looking into this mod team if a fair playthrough isn't expected to take place or anything that isn't just a shitty wave challenge or some recent section clusterfuck. I may be wrong on this one since I'm not a mod myself, but I thought it should be expected for a mod to play the entire level at least in practice mode before making a decision whether it's rate worthy or not. Also, for the record, this sentence is not feature worthy by the way. It's a 91-second slog that's just a boring concept of copy pasted objects. I do like the concept to be fair, but a great concept does not automatically result in great execution. He doesn't say anything? He thinks this level is good enough to get an epic rating and he can't even be asked to say anything about it? For a level you have such a strong opinion on, it's a bit weird that you're keeping all your opinions to yourself. Now you actually give up showing yourself beating the level, or do we even leave a comment? It sure is an interesting choice to go with the nothing is as entertaining as taking out all the details and showing videos of myself scrolling through the menu approach. Another section, The Liar. That's a pretty serious title. I hope that this segment tries to elaborate on that name. Just kidding, it's 2 fucking seconds long. Just this single Twitter screenshot that's clearly fake, by the way. You aren't fooling anyone with this, not that he's trying to. Why use a fake one? Why not show a real example of a real mod being misinformed or something? How about take some wolfless tweets or something? Why include this example at all? Is it really so hard to find an actual example that's happening that you had to resort to making it up? I bet quite a few people thought this was a real tweet because you only showed it on screen for 12.5 nanoseconds. Also, The Liar. It's quite an intense and heavy label to place on the fake person you made up. I doubt that there's a single person in this community chilling in their elaborate villain lair, posting tweets that just get corrected later anyway, so it just ends up working fine in the end. Something tells me you didn't have many ideas. The Hypocrite. That's a bit fucking intense, don't you think? Once again, I'm gonna place this here, by the way. Do you even know what hypocrisy is? 3 of these segments so far has just been contradicted by the clips you've played. Hypocrisy isn't giving an opinion that you don't stand by. Am I a raging hypocrite for saying I hate orange juice? But look here, it's his own level. Let's see what he has to say about it. Oh man, what a disingenuous statement, saying that his ugly and repetitive level is poorly made. Abandoned Cave is a level that confuses glow for appeal and has copy-pasted block design throughout the entire level. It's really hard to sight read, and the colors look muddy and gross. Normally I would forgive it considering that it's 3 years old, but of all levels, why would you show this one? Normally I wouldn't even care what level you choose to use as an example, but in this case the quality does actually matter, because otherwise it would just be weird like it is in your video. Also, the star-worthy doesn't exist? What the fuck does that even mean? Or at least 9 people think it's very accurate, so true, but like what does it even mean? Horribly butchering sentences seem to be a bit of a problem when you're trying to give your audience any hints of what you're even trying to say. How did you not notice in the editing process? This looks like a point that belongs in an entirely different video. You got so close to being accurate here, but you've royally fucked up the perspective. If this is actually hypocritical, this would mean you are the person in the examples you provided throughout the entire video, which means your video is even less flattering to yourself than mine is, which is quite impressive. But this is completely fucking ridiculous, so we'll have to settle on this section making no sense at all, which either makes yourself horrible at self-deprecation, or this being a weird ego thing. I got so many layers of confusion on me right now, so fuck it, I'll go with that one. It makes you seem like an egotistical nutjob that thinks every person has a legitimate reason to dislike something you have made to just do it to spite you. Because as we all know, no one can possibly dislike a ShadowWizard level without having any ulterior motives. And it just ends there. Thanks for the views and thanks for the ad rev. Now follow my shitty social media platforms. I think you may have noticed how I've been delivering some real scathing criticism of ShadowWizard thus far. I think it would be a good idea if I broke this up a bit. I don't think I really went into the details of why I made this video beyond the intro. I know this video is quite a nail sandwich and I'm not going to expect him to eat that nail sandwich whole. I understand that he probably has some disagreements with my video. I'll obviously be happier if he ate the nail sandwich whole to minimize discourse, but I can't expect him to not have any gripes. This video wasn't really made out of any strong emotions, more just disappointment. We've had a massive drought of decent GD YouTubers for the longest time now, and going into the video 7 minutes after upload, I thought it would be different this time. I thought it would be one of the good ones. Realizing that he wasn't even close was pretty disappointing to me. I've actually known ShadowWizard from the CP server. We would occasionally post star grinding updates here and there. I didn't make this video because I don't respect him somewhat, but because I do respect him somewhat. Unlike people like Alias, Galaxy, Toss Deluxe, aren't really worth talking about because they're just more disposable channels. I don't want ShadowWizard to become another disposable channel. Unlike the other ones I named, I do believe ShadowWizard cares about quality, at least a little. I would estimate only about 2 videos on his channel have more than 0% rewatch value. I probably should have actually mentioned that when I was talking about his empty sub count, which he's clearly ashamed of because he hit them. Man, this positive section is turning out less positive than I thought. What can you do? Back to the whinging. Ooh, a Patreon. Let's investigate. Why do you think that this content warrants us to give you your money? Gee, I really like the part where he obnoxiously pointed out that we should join his Discord. I sure want more of that. You even say in your about section that you don't even need money, as well as a contradiction within 6-word distance that I have come to the conclusion that $1.69 given to ShadowWizard is $1.69 wasted. The man can't even give you a real reason why you should give him money, so you don't give him any money. Considering that he has a motivation to create a Patreon, you would think it would be easy to make a single decent reason. He clearly is quite proud of the video because it's his fucking channel trailer. Which is what I would say if not for him changing it to this more recent video about how to make an extreme beard, which is for the record better than his video about mods, but not by much. It's just basically him for 3 minutes saying shit that people have been saying since Bloodbath was released back in 2015. Shit like, do you guys realize that Extreme Demons use the color red a lot and the gameplay sucks? Have you heard of that one before? But you haven't. For the most part, ideas that were run into the ground over half a decade ago. And also for people wondering, this video doesn't really relate to his Patreon anyway, so it's unnecessary to analyze further. But if I did take a stab at it, yeah, I'm not exactly a person to listen to when it comes to choosing people to financially support, but from what I have observed, I would personally not recommend it. Also on a side note, Patreon, what the fuck is this logo? You like really need to wind your heads in. You seriously went to your best graphic designers and they fucking came out with 2 shapes. You know what? I've got some time on my hands to spare. How about I actually make an accurate video showing the types of mods you really encounter, eh? I'm sure to have someone ask me to do it in the comments. This time I'll give you the real special privilege of doing the bare minimum of showing you some real examples. I'm spoiling you lot, I am. Number 1. The mod who all of a sudden just leaves the game and never tells anyone about it. They end up just staying as a completely inactive mod for a long time because there's about 100 mods, and who the fuck can keep track of 100 mods? One day Rob just realizes then and just unmods them for inactivity. After a while they come back for a bit, leave again, the cycle repeats itself and nothing ever changes. 2. The mod who is a big old hooker that sends every fucking level they seize because they don't want any conflict. You know, your Molpans and Lorenzos. No standards, nothing you need to do, the level can be completely fucking broken and they'd still send it. Great, lovely. Number 3, the mod who's just an absolutely random guy who no one has ever heard and all of a sudden becomes a mod. Nobody knows why they're mod and no one really gives a shit anyway, so the world just stays how it is and everyone moves on. Number 4. Mod who is only picked because they're a star grinder and RobTop constantly confuses the ability to beat 5,000 6-star levels the ability to judge level quality. Same goes for you YouTubers, by the way. Just because people know you doesn't mean you're even remotely good at moderating. Number 5. What the fuck is a mod key? I see you say it everywhere, but the only clue I have to even guess what that shit means is some keyboard tool has nothing to do with moderating. Did you just invent that shit? I just wanna know, man. Well, there you have it everyone. I've officially replaced this video with a more condensed and more importantly, based version. You officially learned why I think this video is a D4 mess that should honestly be lost to time. Lost away in the sea of other shitty Geometry Dash content that no one ever thinks about. Well, what have we learned today? Well, not much, apart from the realization that the standards for the Geometry Dash YouTube scene are so low that even shitty level replays are considered content, and every time I watch this video, I get reminded why that's sadly not going to change anytime soon. Well, at least I can rest easy knowing I spent over 160 hours on a video that's going to get 40 views.